transportation device necessary, affordable, and the poor person's only choice. Scattered plastic bag luggage motion. Just being among the masses in this court appearance or DMV kind of way always makes me feel bad about the world in general. I should stop riding Greyhound, but I can't because sometimes I don't have the money for anything else. Even though my shoes cost 3 times the amount of my ticket. I decided to relocate back to San Francisco after leaving the city of drugs, wonder, and bridges for LA just 8 months ago. I moved to LA to finally see what it was like to live together with someone, that someone being my man. I was in a relationship with what I thought to be a beautiful man who loved me and who I thought I genuinely loved. The only problem with the plan was the beautiful one did not want to be with me anymore, i.e. smashing the picture always, every time, fucking Prince songs. So the move, and smoggy ass Los Angeles don't hold any special meaning for me anymore. I still love the smog and all, but I have no one to enjoy those beautiful nuclear sunsets with, you know? So I bought a one-way ticket and boarded this stink suit. I just can't see myself in Los Angeles without the man I moved there to be with. I can't see myself at all, come to think of it. All I see is the man I love, and all I did was waste time with him and the fucked up reality that he knew he did not want this to work out. The truth of the matter is, he invited me to La La Land to break up with me. Motherfucker. My life feels contrived, some sort of lie that I agree upon and live out as if he is the puppeteer and I am the marionette puppet. Sometimes I can still feel the strings being pulled and my lifeless, limbless existence moving on down the road. The Wiz is a bad motherfucker if you believe in all that lights, camera, and action mess. As if the character in this motion picture that gets dumped and left alone in a big city, selling himself in order to eat each day, turns out to be me. I mean, sans prostitution and starvation, but I used to love him. However fucked up that love was, I believed in it. I took care of it like a lioness takes care of her cubs, or a drug addict takes care of his habit, to the teeth, and at all costs. I caressed and matured it, made my daily bread from it, sat at the head of the table and prayed for it, and for it to end as soon as my feet stepped off the plane and onto Los Angeles soil was beyond my imagination and beyond control. Motherfucker. I thought I was in control of this relationship. I thought I was in control. It made sense to me. Before this relationship, there was actual control, at least over my own feelings and myself. I lived by this love. I mean, I was not one of those dumb blonde chicks who pretend that everything is okay when it's not. I know it was a cheap shot on blonde chicks, but hey, I'm human. I'm sure you got a few jokes about a black bisexual guy getting dumped once he gets to LA. I knew we had our issues, but we were working those out. At least that's what I thought. When we met, I was not seeing men, at least not actively nor consciously. Between us, the term, acronym, and fucked up media soundbite, the DL, down low, was foreign to every man I may have crossed the line with prior to the worldwide witch hunt of men who fuck men and fuck women but didn't tell everyone about it. It was obvious to me that I had feelings for men that could not be met through the immediate bonding of sports stats, misogynistic barbershop talk, and homophobic diatribes among the fellas. You know, after a lot of drinks late at night when we're drunk, and your hand has been on my left thigh for 10 minutes while you talk shit, yeah, that, and then I knew I wanted more from men. I never knew what I wanted until I met William. My name is Frederic. I better go get my bags from John's house and bring them back to Brian's, I think out loud. I have not talked to John since the first minutes I've been in town. If I had any sense about myself, I would remember what it was that I forgot regarding John's house and plans we had made. But right now, I am all that I can think about. I have to make sure I'm okay, and then I can figure the rest of this stuff out later. Dear Jen, so situations have landed me in another space again. I feel lost. I pull out my black marker and draw 2 lines through the bullshit I decided to write in my journal. I want to be more honest, but nothing comes to my head. I just hover over the page, pen in hand, equipped and ready for battle. With no Roy with the page, no words at all, not even a small, respectable fight. I close my book and place the pen in my pocket. I exit the train. If I am totally honest, something that has not happened for quite some time, I've never ever healed from the school incident. But part of me doesn't want to heal or even know how. I barely even have the words for it. It was kind of like a dream. The fact that I spent the majority of my life inside of the school system, outside of the long arm of the law, only to get arrested inside of a school, my only known home. Something extremely sardonic about all of this doesn't make me laugh, but it definitely makes me think. I know the black man is public enemy number one on the streets, but now with police officers stationed inside of schools, there are no more safe havens, nowhere to run. Forget about safety. Forget about it. The day started like every school day for me. I didn't really want to go into school on this particular Friday. I was teaching a class on Malcolm X, and oddly enough, we were watching the film X by Spike Lee. A student happened to look out of the window and started to scream something inaudible. When I got to the first floor, there was a sea of young people running, screaming, looking terrified. I still get chills when I think about it. As I moved through the sea of students, I noticed police officers chasing students through the hallway. 2 officers had pulled their guns out and had a line of students in handcuffs along the hallway wall. I tried to ask the police officers what was going on, but no one would tell me anything. Even the teachers were shocked, frozen in their tracks, watching the melee as everything seemed to be moving in slow motion. I ran to the principal's office and watched as the police chief held a female student by her pants belt buckle. Luckily, I got to the door as he tossed her out of the doorway into my awaiting arms. Catching the young girl who was in hysterics and confronting the chief made matters worse. He began using profanity at me and we exchanged a few brief words as I pushed him aside and ran into the office. Inside the principal's office, he was showing the reality that the police was brutalizing my students became more obvious. 3 officers had 1 male student on his knees and in handcuffs. Each officer's fingers rose on the young man's back legs and neck. Adults looked and said nothing, frozen, like other teachers in the hallway. I heard my voice scream, "Stop!" The officers continued, the faces of the administration stayed frozen and my heart stopped beating. I continued to scream and no one said a word. It seemed like nothing would make the officers stop either, young man, and I felt that I had to make a decision. I ran from the office and up 2 flights of stairs to the media lab and grabbed the video camera and ran back down to the first floor. Watching the events from the camera, tears flowing, the inside the students and the door, the police officers chasing students in the hallway, people hiding behind their bathroom doors, and whispering about the event. When the police noticed that I had a camera, they began to set me in their cells as the number stopped. I hadn't noticed what happened until I was surrounded by police officers. 3 officers yelled at me to drop the camera. When I pulled my face away from the camera, a kid punched me in the back of my head, and another one hit me in the mouth simultaneously. I don't know how I kept hold of the camera, but somehow I did. It was a miracle that the camera did not break or fall from my hand for that matter. I crashed hard against the locker and fell to my knees. Somehow I got up and sunk my knees to the ground and left to my feet, running up the nearest hallway staircase. With the speed of 6 to 10 officers in the hallway to realize. When I got to the 2nd floor, the principal was there with the police chief and 2 other officers. They must have run upstairs through another stairwell. I was trapped. All I remember next is hearing the principal blame me for the altercation between the officers. She repeated that I was to blame for the ruckus happening, and she was extremely upset with me. I remember saying something to her about her inadequacy as the head of this institution. In my mind, I still had no idea why the police were there in the first place. The police chief ordered the cops to detain me and grab the camera. I screamed for them to give me back the camera as they pulled my hands behind my back and cuffed me. My head began to scream louder than I did, louder than my children in the hallways, and I blacked out, falling down a flight of stairs.